She came along the alley and up the back steps the way she always used to. Doc hadn't seen her for over a year. Nobody had. Back then it was always sandals, bottom half of a flower print bikini, faded Country Joe and the fish t-shirt. Tonight she was all in flatland gear, hair a lot shorter than he remembered, looking just like she swore she never'd look. That you, Shasta? Thinks he's hallucinating. Just a new package, I guess. They stood in the streetlight through the kitchen window. They'd never been much point cutting curtains over and listened to the thumping of the surf from down the hill. Some nights, when the wind was right, you could hear the surf all over the town. Who's the anti-hero in Batman Returns? Honestly, who's really the hero? Because even the Tim Burton ones, which were very good, they didn't really put the time into Alfred the way that Nolan did, the way that the animated series did, or honestly even the Adam West one. Alfred was more this abstract kind of, almost Big Brother type. Remember how Alfred usually would just show up this big face on the screen like goddamn fucking Zordon, It was weird. But no. Who's the anti-hero? Who's the protagonist of Batman Returns? It's not Catwoman. Certainly not Max. The Penguin. Oswald Cobblepot. He's the better Bruce Wayne. It's a weird funhouse mirror. That's why, all the carnival, the circus, life is a carnival, the beginning scene. Think about it a little bit. This is a good movie. Begins with the most stereotypically evil rich people you can envision. At that point, Paul Rubens already was known for fucking jerking off, I believe. Yeah. That was after the Nurse Nancy incident. So Tim Burton knew you would have this lascivious Pee Wee Herman, And they fucking they tossed the kid. They George Bailey the fucking kid into the fucking river just because he's a freak. Alright? It's this weird inversion of what happens with Bruce, okay? When Bruce loses his parents and then, makes a beast out of himself. Whereas Oswald is born a beast, but his parents choose to lose him. So yeah, obviously he does a lot of villainous things. But you remember his death scene? Rewatch Batman Returns. That's a sad, sad film. Particularly the end. Particularly when Oswald's obsession. Even when he remember when he's even when he's trying to ride a Batmobile, he loses himself in this madness because he's been a victim of the society, of the decay of Gotham. The fucking return of the repressed. That's the fucking Penguin. All right, the return of the goddamn repressed. But a good man. A good man who has been bastardized by a bad fucking city. They always treated him like an outcast. He had an excuse for his bestiality. He was born a beast. He was born an elephant man, But he was more human than the humans. He tried to claw his way out of that sewer, of that gutter. See what I'm saying? But you just become a toxic scavenger, So with his death, even still, the damage is done. His blood is black. His blackened blood. Like the blood of Gotham itself. There is no happy ending ever to the Batman mythos. Ever. That city always burns. And that's exactly what it deserves. Because most of the people of Gotham look the other way. There should be no need for Batman. There should be no need for Commissioner Gordon. There should be no need for the police. Gotham is rotted at its core because that is the human condition and that is the society built on corpses. It will always create more corpses and more Two-Faces and more monsters because the city shouldn't exist. None of this. This is a grave error. But, that doesn't change what happened. great civil union, you know. It seems faded, but nothing is frozen in time. Nothing is frozen in time. Things are always changing. People are always dying. Yeah, my father could be dead. Right now he could be dead. He will be dead soon. Even best case scenario. I just want to get a game of basketball with him. I just want to get a game of horse. I just want to get a game of catch. That's... When I was bargaining with him in the intervention, I had him promise me he would at least do that. You know, maybe try to be straight for a couple months. Again, this should be one day at a time. It should be one moment at a time. But you're always you're never stuck in the present, ever. Even on a good day, you're always stuck in the past and the future, like with or without drugs. But then when you get that trauma, when you get those drugs, when you're just constantly thinking about the sores, you know. Director Tim Burton found working with Danny DeVito an enjoyable, professional experience. Actor DeVito is a successful movie director himself, with hits like Throw Mama from the Train and The War of the Roses. Great fucking film. Trust me. That happens. That will be, yes, trust me. The War of the Roses is might as well be a documentary. Trapped in the Trap House. Chapters 1 through 33. Part 5. Summers of '69. Embrace the fall. Father didn't last long at Springfield Academy, obviously. It's college. You know what happened to me. And he was already on that path, clearly, in the background. And the boys were back in town. You know, so he tells me even, like, the night before his midterms or his finals, and you know, maybe he's just displacing the blame. I'm sure he wanted this, but he said that the boys showed up and they dragged him off to a party, and then he just fucking, that was it. He went down to Florida for a bit, obviously doing a lot of drugs. There's not many pictures of him there. He had one picture because he worked at a highlight place, and he's like, you could see just like from his flesh, like he was just using way too much fucking junk and shit, dude. He was fucking, his dreams were dashed. Everything was dashed. He had nothing to show for it. You know? Worcester Academy diploma, whatever. He's Catholic diploma, whatever. You know. And here's the deal. He had a ton of friends. He had a ton of fucking established friends in East Hartford. You know, not many people made it out. The shadows. But they did the best they could. You know? He knew the Larsons. He knew a lot of people. He could have... Fuck, I can't. He could have been the goddamn mayor. He could have been the mayor. He could have just been, hey. But no, he didn't want to do that. That's why he went down to work for High Life. He still wanted to be associated with sports. He still felt like he could regain the glory days. He still probably felt in the back of his head, trust me, I understand this obsessive Ahab mentality. He probably thought, hey, I'll still make it in the NBA. Don't worry. I'll still do it, Billy. Hey, Billy. Hey, Shane Billy. Hey, Shane Anthony, man. You're going to help me find my way. Yo, yeah, brother. Nah. Not that St. Anthony. That St. Anthony just makes you more and more lost. You know, till you fucking fossilized. Fucking ember of your mind. A tree of life becomes a fucking rotted tree that bears poisoned apples. Oh, Snow White. Then he came, you know, shit probably didn't work out for him, so he came back up, and, you know, I think he had gotten, especially, you know, after his mother died, his father was living in Hartford doing who knows what. He got access to the house, my childhood house, 73 William Street. He really didn't have to pay any bills. He didn't pay nothing, you know. That shit was that became a trap house. Trust me. It was like 3 stories, too. It's a nice basement. When I was there, we only used one. Shit, if he just took care of it, all he had to do was take care of it. Remember one time there was a crack. It's a crack in the sidewalk. It was a true story. I've gotten this confirmed by this guy Bill Wade, a close friend of hers. He worked for the Yankees. Shit, my father could have worked for the Yankees. He just fucking kept his nose clean, but no, he didn't want to do that. Fucking he did touch football for a fucking league. And he was talking about how everybody was fucking cocked and wasted and fucking they'd roll out, but they won. They would win. And he said when they would win, you know, local teams, they represent bars. I think he was playing for a bar. He used to have the shirt, it's gone. Donatos, yeah, the Donato family goes back. You know, they were undefeated. They won. And every time they would win, they'd go to the opposing bar and they put on the 1-2 punch. Another one bites the dust, We Are the Champions by Queen, and they just sing it there. And try to want to get into bar fights. And then they would usually, guess who just came back today? And they would do that. My father's fucking son, I didn't even know that. I won't make these connections till now. He used to have a phrase he would say to me a lot. He didn't have many. He clearly had many, but there was one he would always instill in me. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. It was simple. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Oh, St. Anthony, help me regain what was lost throughout these ventures, this adventure of life. And I don't ever recall myself ever saying these things, but I know deep down, like there was a voice. And I probably couldn't allow myself to hear it because, hey, fuck you, old man. You know, I turned my old man on to fucking Jeff Rotel. He loved him. Especially the fucking Catholic kind of cool kid. Oh, God. Oh, man, he turned him on to a lot of shit. Fucking, that was cool, dude. I talked to a lot of friends. They don't have relationships with the father like I got with my father. I'm one of the luckiest men in East Hartford. I still mean. And my father was the luckiest man on the face of this earth. Really? Just for dodging all those goddamn bullets, he should have died. None of this should be. But nothing ventured, nothing gained. When I doubted myself, applying the Trinity. Because I knew, rich fucks, I'm not gonna get it. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I get it. A little help from my pops. And I remember my pops, he wanted to fucking come in with me, or he wanted to, we were in the car and he was trying to talk with me and he was just trying to help. And I looked at him and I said, and he was like, yes, sir. I said, hey, Dad, listen. Remember before a game when you were trying to get into the, before my interview that clinched it. So you remember when you were trying to get into the zone before a game? I would do this for wrestling a little bit sometimes, but not like he would. You could zen like a monk, Like, hey, man, that's this headspace I'm in right now, so I appreciate it. And he was just like... And I went in there, and every other kid there's with their fucking parents, getting fucking a lecture, holding their hands. And when they see me there by myself, and they're just like, 10 points of Gryffindor, Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Before, when I was riding, when I thought, like, fucking, this is silly, I'm gonna lose fucking Kevin Bacon. What if I fucking, like, every step, literally, if I don't dance correctly, like, if I don't come at him, and trust me, the paper said, no, he was scared when I first came out. But I did it. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. When I was thinking about doing that, the bear suit, the bearathon, I doubted it, always doubted it, even the day of, every step. Nothing ventured, nothing. Right after the marathon, almost immediately after, because I would have relapsed soon. I would have started drinking again. My father, and again, I thought it was because of the booze, but no, he had an overdose, and he was in the hospital, and I got to see him in the hospital. I remember seeing. I see him now. Oh, I see that fucking. I see exactly where I'm going if I'm lucky. And that if I have a son, I envision what? Oh my God. Every day, I know, and it's so symbolic because again, God is dead. I get on my knees and I thank Him for a day of sobriety, for another day. I never thought I could do it. I never thought I could do it. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I tell you what, I swear, on my fucking copy of Infinite Jest and on Inherent Vice, I'm not gonna sing Photograph by Nickelback, I swear.